It is my honor now to bring on the Lieutenant Governor of the state of North Carolina, and those of you that know the proper way to address someone in this position, you say Governor. So I just want everybody to know that we're not making predictions or taking sides, but Governor Beverly Perdue. Lieutenant Governor, welcome.
Honored to be here.
To the
Thank
program.
you, Jim.
Same
Thank
to have
you very much.
Let's get to the issues, because we want to do a little drill here and do as many things as we can. Healthcare is a big issue for you and for all the people in the state. You've made a lot of efforts on behalf of children and seniors. In what way?
The senior drug program obviously was the first start. I chair the state's health initiative, Health and Wellness Commission, and was just in the Triad announcing $1.5 million worth of grants wrapped around medication assistance. We really are committed, though, much more than just to the medicines, Jim, to helping North Carolinians understand that we each have choices to make, and how you exercise and eat and live your life really determines how the quality of life will be at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So a lot of wellness, a lot of work around tobacco prevention, a lot of work around children's health insurance. I believe, as I run for governor, and I'll mention that if that's okay.
No, that's what this show is about.
Thank you. One of the big differences between my opinion and that of my opponent, Richard Moore, and the other Republican candidates is that I actually believe you've got to provide insurance for every child in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
And
well, then let me put you on the spot on this. On our show, we've taken Blue Cross Blue Shield to task many times. I'm sure you have some friends there. I'm not trying to put you in the middle, but some of these folks, the top 5 or 6 executives, are making millions of dollars and giving themselves 20% bonuses and raises at a time when they're going up 20% on the premiums. Would you ever think about trying to investigate this kind of thing and maybe capping premiums and looking at this hard?
I think the whole system revolves around money, and we really do need to figure out a way to bring down the cost of health care. That obviously includes the cost of insurance, and whether that cost is in direct proportion to the CEO's paycheck, I can't say for sure. But I do know that folks in North Carolina, Jim, cannot afford to have 20–30% increase every year in their premium, and that's why you have more than 1.5 million of us without health insurance. At the end of the day, we're better off if all of us are insured. And to do that, you got to be able to afford it.
Let's switch gears for just a second. I've also railed against companies that...
That's a strong word.
Well, it is railed. I'm a railer. I might get run out of town on a rail too. That's where the phrase comes from. Anyway, the tax breaks and industry incentives. I think Judge Orr has a good point about that. And I guess I'm asking you, do you agree with Judge Orr's position, who happens to be a Republican, that we need to get rid of these industry incentives? That's part one. And part two, NAFTA and CAFTA has just about killed our state. What can you do about those?
I don't think anybody can put globalization back into a box. So the last part of your question, CAFTA and NAFTA, it really has hurt North Carolina as much as any state in the country. But again, globalization is here, so what we have to do as a people is train our folks in high-tech industries, high-tech job workforce preparedness so that we can compete in the global economy. And you're looking at one governor who intends to help market the use of the internet in a global economy. It's easy now for someone from their kitchen table to become an international trader with goods and services. So you do that. The incentives, I don't agree with Judge Orr. He's a good man, though. He really is a good man.
He's a nice guy.
I think when 49 other states are in the incentives game, then North Carolina must be. I don't agree with it as governor. I'm going to work with the governor.
But if there was a law to make it illegal, I mean, we should all pull out of it. Yeah.
But as governor, that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to lead the 49 other governors to get rid of them in general.
I'm with you.
But they've got to be held accountable, Jan. You've got to hold them accountable.
You started out as a teacher, so what's your take on No Child Left Behind? Has it strapped us with too many regulations and tests? What should we do?
I am not a fan of No Child Left Behind. I think that the program was well thought out in terms of philosophy, but there were never any dollars to follow the program. So there were a lot of mandates for teachers and schools and kids across North Carolina. I'm a person who believes that you ought to invest in every community school and have great teachers, well-paid, high-flying teachers, teach kids high expectations, a little responsibility and self-worth, and let them believe that anything's possible.
You would be the first woman governor, if elected, of North Carolina. Now, here's a serious question, though. We just have a few seconds left. We've seen what's happened in recent trends in polling with Hillary Clinton versus Barack Obama, and we're finding that a lot of white men who have identified themselves as being prejudiced against women, prejudiced against blacks, the whole thing. We've got Southern white men that are saying, well, I'm going to pull the lever for Barack because I don't want a woman president. Can there be a woman governor?
There's certainly going to be a woman governor. It's going to be me, and I don't hear that in North Carolina, and I actually haven't heard those words about Barack and Hillary. I think that people in this country, in this state, are way beyond looking at race or creed or color or sex. I think people want somebody with a good resume who can get the job done with their eye on the future, and that's me, Jim.
Governor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.